Welcome back. Episode 2 of the Curiosity Portal podcast. Today, we're going to be diving deeper into what I genuinely believe to be a superpower. When this is utilized correctly, it can really transform your reality and your experience within this reality. So, this is the power of visualization. And we touched on it a little bit in the last episode, but today I really want to expand deeper on it so we can really fully understand the magic of this. How can we use visualization to literally train the brain for a different future? I want you to think now about a lemon and cut that lemon right in half. So you have half of a lemon cut in half. You're taking that half, you're going to take it and you're going to squeeze it onto your tongue. Ooh, maybe a little sour. Maybe you're getting some salinity in your mouth because of that high acidity. But I don't have a lemon and you don't have a lemon. So what's happening? The brain and the body are responding as if we actually have this lemon, but we don't. So it's changing the physical response. And if that something as simple as a lemon, imagining a lemon can change that, what if we imagine this life that we're trying to create repeatedly? What's going to happen then? Like we talked about in the last episode, our brains are prediction machine. Prediction. Oh my gosh. You know when you say a word or you read a word and it starts to not sound real or very yeah, that's what prediction is right now. Okay. Prediction machines, thinking into the future. They're putting in that work to make sure that we're safe and that we're conserving as much energy as possible. These are the two major functions of the brain. So when you start to think about the two roles of the brain as keeping us safe and conserving energy, you can work with the brain and you can understand it a little bit better. So your brain is constantly asking, what's familiar? What's safe? What should I expect next? What should I expect next is literally predictive processing. Predictive. Your brain is creating an internal model of reality based on these past experiences. It's taking what's happened to you and what you've experienced and projecting that onto the future. So, if you have like a really, really, really great experience with someone, it's your first time with them and you guys just kiki, you vibe, everything is like you feel really, really good around this person. The next time you're going to go link up with them, your brain is already kind of predicting that I'm excited. You're feeling excited. You're feeling good because your brain has that previous experience that's now projecting onto these feelings of the future that has not yet happened. You haven't met with this person yet, but you're excited to. Same thing with someone's going to toss you a ball. You're not like sitting there calculating the physics of where I should put my elbow. No, your brain is predicting what's going to happen. So you put your hand out and you're going to catch the ball. Same thing with driving and walking and reading and having a conversation. Everything that you've done in the past, your brain is going to make predictions around. So connecting that with visualization, when you repeatedly imagine yourself becoming healthier or more confident, or maybe there's a really difficult conversation you have to have or something you have to do, whatever that may be, if you practice that in your mind, your brain is going to take that as like, okay, I'm a little bit safer. The brain is always trying to keep us safe, right? And conserve energy. So, whatever you want to become in this world, your brain is going to begin updating what's possible. The brain is essentially saying, oh, maybe this belongs in our prediction model. When things belong in the prediction model, the brain shoots messages to the body that this experience is safe. We know it's safe because we're predicting the outcome here. I'm going to talk about one of the greatest fears that people have in the world, and that's public speaking. And public speaking can create a lot of anxiety in people. But what if we started to imagine a seamless, ease-filled public speaking experience, an experience where we feel safe and communication is easy? How would your emotions around this change? How would actually practicing it over and over and over and over and over in our minds reshape the way we experience it? When the brain is telling the body that it's safe based on what it's experienced in your mind, it will physically feel better. It will feel lighter in this reality. And that's why so many public speakers that are really successful, they practice it over and over and over again, and not just in the mirror, but in their minds as well. It's that repetition. Repetition. There's a study conducted at Harvard back in the 90s, and it was called the piano practice study. So essentially, what researchers did is they divided people into two different groups. And group one are going to be practicing this 5 finger piano exercise on a real piano for 5 days. Okay. They're practicing it in the physical reality. Group number two, they're never touching the piano, but they are sitting quietly and they're visualizing and imagining themselves practicing the exact same exercise. They're focusing on the feeling of each fingers, what that would feel like, and hearing the notes in their mind. And at the end of the study, researchers measured changes in their brains using a brain image scanning device. And both groups, this is so cool, both groups showed measurable changes in the motor cortex, which is the part of the brain that's responsible for movement and functioning. So those fingers moving. They showed measurable changes in the motor cortex and those neural pathways that are connecting there. The participants who only imagined practicing developed many of these same neural pathway changes as those who physically practice. And of course, the physically practiced group showed larger improvements, but the improvements were still astronomically great for those who practiced in their minds. It demonstrated that mental rehearsal alone can strengthen these neural pathways involved in learning a skill. The brain begins wiring itself for an experience before your body even performs it. You're rewiring your brain, rewiring. And what is the brain built around? What are the wires in the brain? Patterns and habits. So, like driving home from your regular commute and you get into your parking space and you're like, what what just happened? Like, did I teleport here? What is actually happening? So I walk at least 4 miles a day on the exact same trail. And sometimes by mile two, I'm like, how did I get here? Like, what? I do not remember half of this walk. And it's because I've been doing this walk for so long that it's literally an automatic response. My brain is conserving energy by not thinking so hard about this walk because I've done it a trillion times. The more you do, the brain is going to take that and conserve energy and just say, okay, this is an automatic response. This is a repeated habit. It's a pattern. All of your thoughts, all of your emotions, all of your habits, every single repeated experience, including these repeated feelings that we can constantly condition ourselves into, is strengthening these neurons in the mind. And neurons that fire together wire together. It's like a neuroscience quote. So if you have a tall field of grass, like really, really tall grass, and you're going to walk through that field. The first time you're going to have to really push through the grass. And the second time it's a little bit easier, right? It's a little bit easier. The grass is still tall, but there's some out of the way. And by the 100th time, there's a clear trail. It's like a path in the woods. It's a game trail, right? Because you've done it so many times that the grass is flat. The brain works the exact same way. Each repeated thought is another walk down that path. Whether it's like, I'm confident or I'm not good enough, it's building the path. And your brain doesn't distinguish, it doesn't know whether you're practicing confidence or practicing insecurity, right? It just gets better at what you repeatedly do. So when you begin to use visualization and repeating that scene and really deeply feeling into it, feeling into the emotion, feeling everything, like the 5 finger exercise, they felt their fingers. This begins to train your nervous system, and the nervous system is the first responder to the brain, the fight, flight, freeze response. And we'll kind of dive deeper into the nervous system and how important it is on a later episode. But essentially, it's the first responder that this is safe, that this visualization is safe. And your brain is literally accepting that as a future possibility, which then rewires the reticular activating system, the RAS we talked about in the previous episode, to filter the information in that aligns with this experience, and then you experience it. It's cool. It's so cool. There's this a famous athlete and called Michael Phelps. I'm sure you've heard of him, but if not, he's like this gajillion time Olympic gold medalist for swimming. And what he would do is he would visualize every single race, but he just didn't visualize winning. He visualized potential problems, like his goggles filling up with water during a race, so that in competition, he would stay calm and collected because he's mentally rehearsed the situation. He's mentally rehearsed these issues that inevitably do come up. And because he's mentally rehearsed these issues, when he's in a race, he knows exactly what to do. His body knows exactly what to do. His nervous system, he figures it out and he wins. I mean, hello. When your brain begins accepting a future as possible, like Michael Phelps, you naturally begin to relax and ease into it. The goggle issue, he was relaxed. He knew exactly what to do because he had practiced it in his mind. You'll start to notice new opportunities. You'll start to speak differently. You'll start to stand differently. You'll start to take more action or become more resilient or whatever you want. You'll start to see that in the 3D reality. Your identity begins to catch up with the vision. Right, Ness? Yeah. Guest speaker today. So, I want to talk about some common mistakes when it comes to visualization. And that can be distracted by the cat. That can be if you only visualize one time. One workout at the gym is not going to build muscle. Like it might feel good, but it's not going to build muscle. And neither will one visualization session. Okay, the brain, like we've said, it feeds on that repetition. So we want to give the brain something to eat. We want to cook for the brain. We want to feed it that repetition. If you visualize without emotion, emotion is like the key to life. Emotion is always going to strengthen the memory. If you're really, really wanting it, feel it. What would you feel like? Feel it in the body every single way. Experience it. What would this experience really emotionally feel like? And you want to genuinely feel that emotion now in your visualization process. Imagining impossible outcomes. So, your subconscious acts like a guard, right? It's like if something feels impossible to the subconscious, it's going to create resistance and therefore it is going to be impossible. So you want to build these believable bridges instead of imagining like I'm a billionaire tomorrow. You might want to try I'm someone who consistently creates value and wealth. There's a ladder of believability here, and each step up the ladder is towards that final goal. But we'll talk more about that in a different episode. And the last one is a common mistake with visualization is never taking action. Okay, action is what fuels this third dimensional reality. Visualization is going to prep the body and the mind, but action changes the reality you live in. And both are necessary here. Both are important. But you got to take that action. So, if every day you can carve out just a little bit of time to sit quietly, and I honestly really like to visualize in the bath. I like to imagine the bath water taking me into a deeper state, taking my mind into a deeper state. Bath water is very relaxing. So that's a good way to visualize. Or you could just sit, or, as long as you're calming your body, you're calming your mind, and you're getting that brain into a really lower brainwave state, which is where all the magic happens. And I want you to picture your future self, the life that you're creating, or whatever you want in this world. And what are you doing? What is that future self doing? What are they wearing? How does their body feel? How does it feel to be in this body that you're existing in? Who are they with? And what actions are they taking? Where are they living? What problems are they solving? The Michael Phelps energy. What problems are they solving? What are they eating? And I really like to imagine my future self coming and hugging the self that I am now and telling her thank you and really connecting both parts of myself here. It's just an extra layer for added spice. But you can even take that to your inner child and include them in this, and everyone's hugging together and you're all just saying thank you and gratitude and like really feeling that energy there. Okay. So if you can just take some time every day to really feel into it, it is going to change your life. To visualize is to set your mind on a path. You're walking through that extremely tall grass now, that thick grass now, but soon enough, it is going to become a trail and you are going to be walking easily. And it's going to be this little trail that you're creating, these neural pathways. You're literally casting your vote into who you're becoming. The greatest thing you can ever do for your soul and for yourself in this lifetime is to live up to your highest potential. That's what you want inside. That's what you genuinely want. So why not try it out? Why not try this visualization for just a few minutes a day? Why not try to become the person? Why not become the person that your soul is like crying out for you to be? Your imagination is one of the most powerful tools that your brain has. So use it. Before your outer world changes, the inner world is going to change first. And it all starts within. Every experience you have begins in the mind first. Okay? So I hope this episode helped you. If it changed the way you think about visualization, I'd love for you to share it with someone who is working towards a dream of their own. And if you're enjoying the Curiosity Portal, be sure to follow this show so you don't miss future episodes. And next time we're going to continue along this journey. So thank you for being here.